Hello friends, this is Rachel Archelaus and I want to talk today about full expression and what that really means and how the world conspires to help you when you get on that path. So here's just a few quick examples of how this shows up for me. We'll go with my screenwriting adventures first. So back when I was a teenager, I lived a really crazy life and I always thought it would be a really great TV show, but I never had any aspirations whatsoever of being in the entertainment industry. I wasn't a screenwriter. I actually was very opposed to being seen as entertainment, especially since I was an intuitive and they were all seen as like fortune tellers, and I just wanted to distance myself from that world as much as possible. So it was a cool idea, but I didn't do anything with it until a couple years ago. I wrote a book about that time in my life. It's not released. And then my boyfriend read it and he said, "This isn't a book, this is a TV show." And I thought, oh, you know what? You're right. It is a TV show. I just forgot. So after a few months of letting it grow in my mind, I met up with my friends, my writer friends, and just kind of had a little brainstorm about what the pilot would be if we were to make one. And so I wrote up an outline and a character sheet and tried to make my story fictional, but based on reality, just because I wanted to use the stories that really happened to me. Then about a year goes by, I talked to some people. I had made some industry connections just out of the blue. Someone was interviewing me and then told me they worked in TV for a long time, and so I mentioned I was working on a show, and she kind of helped me out and gave me pointers of what to do. And I met with somebody else's friend who happened to work in that industry as well, and she gave me some tips and told me what to do. And that was kind of what was happening. I was making connections, not really ready to go forward with anything yet, until finally I was ready to move forward, and I had a decision to make. Did I want to be a part of the writing of the show? Did I want to be in the writer's room? Or did I just want to sell my idea? And it turns out that in my heart, I really wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to write. I wanted to guide the story forward. And I realized I didn't know how to do that. So instead of just having an outline to the pilot, which is really all you need in certain circumstances, I decided that I would want to write the pilot and learn how to write for TV. That was made, maybe in October of last year. I just decided I would really like to do that, not knowing how still. Looked around a little bit for an online screenwriting class, but nothing came of it. All these diversions are for various reasons. I'm resistant to it. I'm talking myself out of it. And so, life goes on. And then I was meditating a couple weeks ago, and I thought, oh, you know what? I would love to take a screenwriting class. And so I came back to my computer after my meditation. I searched screenwriting class, Utah, because that's where I live right now. And the University of Utah had a class starting in 2 weeks. And I was the last person who could register because it said one spot left. And so I registered, and it's a 16-week course. It's pretty big. It's 4 hours a class. And it was a little intimidating, but I thought, wow, the price is amazing. I can't believe I can just go back to college and, learn from a real professional. And so I did. I signed up, and it's been a dream. It's been so much fun. And a few weeks ago, we read my pilot in class, which I learned how to write in the class. And I still have a few more months, so I'll be able to finish everything up and make it nice and polished. But that's not the end of the story. So that's really cool, and how everything happened synchronistically. Before last year, before I had my outline, I didn't know anyone in the entertainment industry. And all of a sudden, these 3 highly skilled, highly experienced people show up for me. Now I've got this class that's 20 minutes from my house that is an exceptional resource in what I'm trying to do, and it's not even expensive. And last week I went to the Sundance Film Festival just as a local, and the first person I sit next to at the first screening I go to is a philanthropist woman who's looking at the festival for women filmmakers to fund. So here I am attracting these energies of people wanting to help people like me. It just keeps getting better and better. You know, I went to a panel of TV screenwriters and got to sit with a showrunner. And then the day after the festival ended, I was on the Sundance app and I looked at the bottom for the first time, apparently, and I saw they have an episodic program, which is for TV or, streaming services. It's short bursts of things. And that program will, if you get selected, take your pilot, shop it around, help you get representation, help you spice it up. You'll work with showrunners and TV writers during that retreat and basically in any way that they can help you succeed and sell your show. And by the way, it's free. So if you get accepted, all of that help is on them, and you get to stay at the Sundance Resort on them while that happens, which is like a free vacation and help getting catapulted into this gigantic industry. All of this came to me because I just followed one thing after the other. It all came to me. I didn't have to look for anything aside from typing into Google screenwriting class, Utah. Everything else was delivered. And because I honored the calling, wouldn't it be cool if, maybe I'd like to do this? Those kinds of thoughts, because I followed through with them, everything was brought to me because I was vibrating in the same place as those people, or the program that I'm looking for, or whatever. And it's a very peaceful journey. That is what happens when you allow yourself to move forward with your desires. Another example, I published a book a couple years ago, and I self-published it because I'm in publishing myself. I have a small press, very small, but I decided instead of going the regular publishing route, like most self-publishers would, where you just, work on your book, make it as good as you can, and then put it on Amazon, I wanted to do it the way the professionals did and send it out for review before the book came out. I sent it to Library Journal, which is a very exclusive place to get your book reviewed. 99% of self-publishing does not get reviewed there. And I didn't have a reputation to go on. It's not like they would have known my other books. I've never sent them anything before. And so here I am, basically a first-time author with a press no one's heard of before. I sent a book to them and they decided to review it. And that is like monumental. I remember I'm part of the Independent Book Publishing Association, which is a small nonprofit that helps micro presses and small presses in the country. And I was showing at their New York Book Expo, which was another coincidence. And I wanted to swap out a copy. I had put the Library Journal review on the back of the book, and I was telling the head of the association there, and he's like, "Oh my God, really?" So you can defy the odds when you follow that inner calling, when you are in alignment, when you're in tune with yourself, you slip into ease and flow and you defy the odds. You can have what a lot of people want but aren't getting. You can have what 1 in a million would get because you're in alignment with it. You're drawing it to you. If I were to explain all the synchronicities that happened to me, we would be here forever, because at this point, this is just how I live. And this is the work that I do with all the people that are in my world. But I just wanted to explain how this works tangibly in real life, what actually shows up for you. And I know I'm actually doing this in my full glam, if you will. And that's because when I decided to go this route, when I decided to channel my other self, my higher self, my alien being, I was kind of expecting a backlash from my existing community or even just from my friends on Facebook. But nobody made a stink, nobody complained, nobody left. And that's because it's in alignment. So no matter how weird you think your calling is, or how insecure you are about it, or how trivial you think it is, or how you don't know if it's going anywhere. It doesn't matter, because if you're being called to it, the way, the riches, the fulfillment, the help will show up for you. Just think about all of those mundane things, all of the how-tos as taken care of already. You don't have to worry about that, because when you're in alignment, it will come. Whatever you need will come. Last year, when I decided to scale my business, my intuitive art business, to be as big as I know it wants to be and as big as I want it to be, I said to myself, I want this to be fully funded. I don't want to have to go out and get financing or find an investor. That was just something that was important to me. And so I said, okay, this growth is fully funded. And you know what happened? It was fully funded. Things would show up for me bigger than usual. Whatever I needed, whatever I had written down as my next step would come true, because I was in alignment with that support coming in. It does take a little bit of focus. It takes concentration at times, because we're so used to doing things other ways. I just wanted to share these examples with you, that this is how it works when you leverage your alignment, when you become a team member with your higher self and your non-physical energy, because there's so much more going on than we can physically see, most of us. And when we are in tune with that, when we feel our calling, when we feel our pull forward and we go with it, we are letting all of that energy do the work for us, prepare a path for us, prepare surprises and beautiful presents along the way that will just delight you and just help you feel like your most fully expressed self. And that's really what we're here to do. We're here to experience ourselves. We're here to grow and laugh and love and be free and do what we want to do. And in my experience, that only really happens when we follow those intuitions, those nudges. That's all I got for you for today, but super, super, super love. If you ever want help on this path, we've got lots of ways to assist you, whether it's our full expression membership, private coaching, intuitive art sessions, or our certification. We're here for you, and you can probably look around this page for more information. All right, guys, super love. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to intuitive art and you've never done it with me, go to intuitiveartacademy.com for your free class. You'll learn how to have a conversation with your higher self in 3 easy steps. That's intuitiveartacademy.com. And if you're already a pro or you've done the free class and you want to learn more about creating abundance from your purpose, go to workyourpurpose.com and you'll watch a free video series all about what it takes to create a purposeful income from doing what you love. All right, enjoy, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.